Hey everybody, Paulo here. So, all right, so this is an interesting story. Company behind ChatGPT's training system to make basic coding jobs obsolete. So I don't know what basic coding jobs means, and I'm kind of interested to know what they're implying by this. So let's take a look. OpenAI, the company which produced ChatGPT, has hired hundreds of remote contractors to teach the artificial intelligence system how to write basic code. The language processing tool has earned worldwide recognition as knowledge workers use a system to complete tasks such as writing emails and reports in a matter of seconds. OpenAI, which recently announced another series of multi-billion-dollar investments from Microsoft, has temporarily hired approximately 400 computer programmers who are creating data for models to learn basic software engineering tasks, according to a report from Semaphore. Okay, I'm curious what a basic software engineering task is. Right? Like, what do they mean by that? There's lots and lots of things software engineers do. I'm just curious what, because where I think it's going to be the most immediately beneficial is documentation. So when you write code, you need to document all kinds of things, especially if you have a complex system, right? You have stuff going on in Amazon, you have stuff going on, in lots of different places. You have databases, you have the front end code that when you go to a website, it gets delivered to the web browser, and then that runs, and then that connects to stuff in the back end, and it's very complex, right? And then there's lots of different places for handoffs and stuff, right? So, I mean, software is an extremely complex thing. So my first thought when we talk about basic software engineering tasks is the one where I see the most immediate benefit is just in documentation of software. Like, it being able to read software code and then document it would probably be amazing. Shy of it actually being able to write the software itself. But let's see. All right, so the data sets include both lines of code and human explanations for the code, which already, exactly, right? So if you can just show it lines of code and it could generate the human explanations, that would be amazing, right? According to people interviewed by the outlet, implying that the new tool will involve dialogue between the AI and the human seeking to build or implement a computer program. OpenAI had previously trained models with the content pulled from GitHub, an online forum owned by Microsoft where developers troubleshoot their code and ask for advice. GitHub is an online forum owned by Microsoft? Okay. Is it really? Let's find out. Yeah, okay. I don't know if it's really a forum, but it is owned by Microsoft. I didn't know that. All right. I'm not so sure about this whole asking for advice thing. I'm not so sure about this whole asking for advice thing in this online forum. That seems weird to me. AI systems are trained with large data sets to make decisions and produce desirable outcomes. Another 600 contractors are meanwhile creating data sets filled with images, audio clips, and other information. Okay, I think I'm going to have to do some editing here in the middle of the video. All right, let's get back to it. All right, okay, where were we? All right. AI systems are trained with large data sets to make decisions and produce desirable outcomes. Another 600 contractors are meanwhile creating data sets filled with images, audio clips, and other information that can be leveraged to train other AI tools such as autonomous vehicles. The contractors are from Latin America, Eastern Europe, and other parts of the world where low-level engineering talent is more affordable for American companies. Okay. We're low-level engineering talent. What do they mean by low level? Do they mean lightly trained? I don't understand that. Some 27% of employees at prominent consulting, technology, and financial services companies have already used ChatGPT in various capacities, according to a survey from Fishbowl. One lawyer from Amazon said it is an internal message, said in an internal message to employees that your inputs may be used as training data for a further iteration of ChatGPT, and we wouldn't want its output to include or resemble our confidential information, according to a report from Business Insider. OpenAI currently offers a chatbot called Codex, which is proficient in more than a dozen programming languages and able to interpret simple commands in natural language and execute them on behalf of the user. Okay. Our models displayed strong performance on a dataset of human-written problems with difficulty level comparable to easy interview problems. Easy interview problems. Well, a lot of this is it's so soft. I really want hard information, and most of this information is so soft. I don't like it. Researchers from OpenAI said in a paper about the system published 2 years ago, model performance could be improved by training on a distribution more similar to the evaluation set, and also by producing multiple samples from a model. Okay. Conversations surrounding technological unemployment over the past several decades have centered around the blue-collar workers losing their jobs to automated robotic solutions. The widespread adoption of ChatGPT has led some to conclude that many white-collar professions could soon be rendered obsolete. The system performed at or near the passing threshold for all three components of the United States medical licensing exam and earned passing scores on the multiple choice section of the bar exam. New York Times columnist and City University of New York economist Paul Krugman recently wrote that AI may be able to perform certain knowledge-based tasks more efficiently than humans, potentially reducing the need for some knowledge workers. Virginia Tech economist Jadrian Wooten, meanwhile, predicted that AI will create entirely new occupations and has historically targeted routine tasks that are easy to replicate, meaning the workers can reduce the time spent on tedious parts of their jobs, which is why I mentioned documentation, right? Like, speaking from a software engineering perspective, where do I see AI being the most useful in the short run? Documentation is key, but there's probably a couple other things like, I don't know, because I can think of little tasks, like lots of repetitive tasks you have to do over and over and over again, like interfacing with a new API. That's always a repetitive task. And generally, you can just download some Python module or something. I mean, depending on what you're doing. If you're writing Rust code or something, that might not be available. But if you're writing Python or Ruby and you need to get information from Twitter, there's almost certainly some existing, widely used Twitter API that you just download. It's probably called like PyTwitter or something like that, Twitter Py. And you just use it. But whenever you have to interact with a new RESTful API, and you have to generate the code to do that communication, like that's a very common task. Maybe an AI could possibly turn documentation of a REST API into a module. That would be pretty amazing. But once it gets to that point, I mean, what's to stop it from doing much more than that? I don't know that there is much to stop it. Anyways, this is a little bit weird, a little bit interesting. I really don't know what they mean when they say some of these things, when they like this low-level engineering talent. So I read that and I'm thinking, are they saying that in Eastern Europe, where engineers do cost less and lots of big company work is sent off to Hungary, to India, to Brazil and Colombia and other places, are they Are they saying that that's like entry level? Is that what low level means? I don't know what they mean by that, right? Because I mean, a lot of all the programming goes on there. If you can pay an engineer there a lot less than an engineer here, that's the way a lot of companies go. Anyways, let me know your thoughts. This is a little bit strange and interesting for the future. We'll see where this goes. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you don't. Let me know what I can do better. Chat with you next time. Hope you have a good day.